Hey guys, I like classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Do you? You know, using old school cards like Sangan, Witch of the Black Forest, you know, classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you don't die in 1 or 2 turns? Well, Duel Links actually has this really cool event. The main reason I want to show it off is because I like classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Beating other people in 1 and 2 turns is pretty fun, but like, I like slow paced, you know, back and forth, and I really wish that Yu-Gi-Oh! And Master Duel had like a format where you can just use old cards. I want to show you guys some of the games that I did using the deck right here on the screen. And I mean, dude, you tell me what you think, because I think it's amazing. First replay of the day, I'm fighting Bandit Keith. I don't know what his skill is, but I do know that he specializes in machines or something similar like that. Now, Duel Links is a lot different than regular Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're not familiar with Duel Links, that's completely fine. Duel Links is you can only use 3 monster zones. And although there is one up here, that's because they just added links. So I guess technically you have a 4th monster zone, but that's only for stuff in the extra deck. And OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, like back then, well, you didn't have an extra deck. And if you did, it was full of fusion. So like, what are you going to bring out? Another thing about Duel Links is that you do not have a main phase 2. So if you want to set a spell and trap and you want to fake out your opponent, like set it out main phase 2, you can't do that here. So you only have a main phase 1 and a battle phase. It makes things a little more quicker, which I think is cool because I guess this is like a mobile game, which sounds kind of funny to say. But it's a fun mobile game, dude. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, what is he? Look at that animation. That's kind of sick. He's sounding out Barrel Dragon, excuse me. And it has an effect where you like flip a coin. If it's 2 heads, he gets to pop my monster. What is it? Okay, it's 1 heads. Okay, I got lucky. And then he's just gonna proceed to attack. Let me speed this up because I got a couple of replays I want to show off. And I really like OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it gives you a chance to use like classic cards. Like, when have you ever seen anybody use a card like Ryoku? This is one of the first cards I ever used IRL, just because I thought it was so cool. But nobody ever uses this card, bro. Nobody. Just because it's like, it's too slow. But in like OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Classic Yu-Gi-Oh! It's good enough, and I love that. I'm a really big fan of another YouTuber who does videos. His name is Simo. You may have heard of him. He's really popular in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. He does this thing called Progression Series. Progression Series is where he started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With a friend at the very beginning. You know, when like the first Blue Eyes Monster Reborn cards came out. Yeah, that set. And then he worked his way up all the way to the top. I think that's so freaking cool because you get to experience like how Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like meant to be experienced, like set by set and like every single card. I really wish, I can't stress this much, how much I think classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it's just better. It's just better than modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Simply because modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Dude, like if you're a new player, you have to learn links, you have to learn pendulums, you have to learn XYZ, synchros, you have to learn all these stupid, excuse me for saying stupid, but they're stupid, man. They're hard, they're complicated. They don't need to be like that. And in like classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it's slow and it could be boring, but it doesn't have to be necessarily boring. It's slow because you can only like normal summon once, which is like the same rule that applies throughout all of Yu-Gi-Oh! But then you don't really have special summons. Like you can't really like special summon a bunch of monsters from your hand. That's not how classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. You have to rely more on your spells and traps to like get you going. So it's more of like an interactive game. Like if this was regular Duel Links, or if this was regular Yu-Gi-Oh! That guy would have already lost. I would have destroyed him. I would have summoned a monster that has more than 4,000 attack and beat him because he only has 4,000 life points in this game. But in this one, it's like, oh, that's impossible, or it's very hard to do that. So I have to like play through the game. He gets turns, he gets times to like play with all those cards. That's why I say classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Is way better than modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm just waiting. I'm literally like every single time Master Duel or Yu-Gi-Oh! Has an update, I'm just waiting for them to announce like, hey, we know you like old Yu-Gi-Oh! Formats. Like, have fun. We're gonna like bring out this event and you can play with it. I know IRL, they did something, I think it was called like Time Wizard format. It was complicated. I think it was like a year or 2 ago. Excuse me if I'm wrong. But it was like, you can like do it at your locals, but they don't really sponsor it themselves. Like I want something that's sponsored by Konami. They push it out in their games. Like, you want to play with old cards? Here are the old cards, play with them. Because old cards are cool, man. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh is a good game. It's genuinely a good game. I play a lot of Magic, and I'm probably gonna get into other card games too, like Hearthstone and like Runeterra. But Yu-Gi-Oh's too quick, man. It's way too quick. You die after 1 or 2 turns. Like, yeah, that's kind of fun, but after a while, it's kind of like, bro, like, let me play the game. Let me play the game, please. Especially after you spend money on your actual deck, and then you literally sit there like, bro, are you done? Are you done? And then when it's finally your turn to play, it's like, yeah, negate. Yeah, negate, and you negate, and flips over the table, and it's like, get out of here. You're done. Like, bro, come on. Let me play my freaking children's card game. You know what I'm saying? Let me play that shit. Anyways, I got wrecked in this duel. I bricked. I mean, what can you do? I wanted to show it off because I mean, this deck's not perfect, but it's hella fun. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. Wanted to talk to you guys about classic Yu-Gi-Oh because I love it. I'm very passionate about it, and I hope you guys have a great day or night, and I'll catch you later. Peace.